Everywhere we go, any dead-end canal, it seems like has had a good concentration of fish. The only setback we've had a little cold weather. Everything's been pushed back. Right now, as we speak, we're sitting on a new moon. Fish have come up. People, if you can find some clear water, you can get up there. You can really target some fish. If you see a fish move off a bank, off of a tree, similar to like a redfish in the marsh or something, odds are that's a bass, definitely. Mark it maybe, turn around, come back. What we've been doing is throwing just a small crawl worm. It doesn't really matter the color. This just happens to be a flipping blue with red flake Mr. Twister pocket crawl. But any fish you see that moves, make a mental note of that. Come back maybe 10 minutes later, make a flip up there, drag it real slow, 1/4 ounce weight. Main thing this time of year, just slow down. Those fish aren't doing anything special. They're just up there trying to do their business, and we're on the other side of the water trying to do ours. Ross Barnett had about probably 2 to 3 inches of rain last week, so once that happens, they just start jumping, and we're at their mercy. So the Pearl is a little high right now. I think flood stage is around 14, 15 feet at the gauge at Pearl River. The actual levels just below flood stage right now. I went and looked at the river this morning. Don't know if I'd feel real safe about running it, but anything from, I guess you could say, Eden Isles all the way back to the west to the Lake Marpole area, everything's right on schedule. Been catching a lot of good fish, punching some mats here and there. About 2 months ago, caught one about 6.5 in a tournament on Bayou Liberty. So, the fish are there. We've been real fortunate not to have a storm come through. Vegetation's unreal. This year you'll probably hear about people talking that there's too much grass, which me personally, I don't think that's a problem. That's just giving these fish more cover, more time to grow. They are grouping up when you can catch them on a falling tide. So, as far as an update on the fishery in general on the North Shore, we're right on schedule, and it should be a good spring and into the summer. Mississippi River's been high a little bit, so it's kind of hard to get a gauge on Venice. There are places down there that fish may not have ever seen a boat before that we've never seen. So you can go down there and catch bass. It's not on a consistent basis as it would be in the fall when the river gets below 8 feet or 7 feet or so. Delacroix area, there have been some good stringers coming out of there, some 15 to 18 pound stringers. Friend Rodney Till and Terry Blackman caught a 690 the other day out of there. So the fish are definitely there. They're not as scattered as they used to be with all the storms and just the whole ecosystem somewhat changing over the last few years. So there are some concentrations of those fish that are really just everywhere if you can get in those certain areas, the dead-end canals off of Leary, the Point, stuff like that. So as we transition from the actual spawn that we're sitting in right now, into April, the fish will spread out a little bit more, get into that summer type pattern, and be a lot easier to catch on topwater baits and spinner baits and stuff like that. But right now, I think just a general rule all over the area, we're looking at just the fish being in about a 2 foot of water, just trying to do their thing.